Alright, we're going to make popcorn today, and if you don't have a whirly pop is probably the best way to make popcorn. It's got the crank on top and the wire inside that moves the kernels around. So the whirly pop is probably your best bet. If you do buy a whirly pop, make sure you get the thin bottom one. We don't have a whirly pop today, so we're going to use this stock pot, which does have a clad bottom on it. But we're going to make it work for this. So what I like to do is start this up over high heat, and I don't want to see the flames come around the bottom too much here. I'm going to take the lid off, and we're going to add oil. This is just canola oil. We're going to add a nice layer to the bottom, just to coat the entire bottom in a nice, pretty generous layer of oil. And I'm going to add 3 popcorn kernels to this. And I have a glass lid here. We're going to put that on. This lid has a vent on it. I'm going to put the vent away from me and slide the lid slightly towards me, just to seal up any space here where oil might get out. So I am going to turn on my vent hood kind of on low here. I hope it doesn't sound too loud in the video. And I don't have my popcorn pre-measured out. I'm just going to dump it in as fast as I can when these pop. And what we're looking for is a nice even layer on the bottom here. So with this method, you'll probably get more unpopped kernels than you would get using a Jiffy Pop. But I still think it's a pretty good method, especially if you don't have the extra Jiffy Pop laying around. But I am heating this up over high heat right now, and when these 3 kernels pop, we're going to turn the heat off. We're going to add a layer of kernels. I like to completely coat the bottom in like one even layer. Then we're going to turn the heat off and let it rest for about 30 seconds and let all those kernels come up to the same temperature, so hopefully they begin to pop at the same time. Alright, all 3 kernels have popped, so I'm going to turn off the heat. You will see a little bit of the oil might be a little smoky at this point. I'm going to carefully pour in the rest of our kernels. That's about one nice even layer. I'm going to put the lid back on. We're going to wait about 30 seconds for this, and then I'm going to turn my heat back up on to almost as high as it was at the beginning. Again, I don't want the flames coming up around the sides because the metal's thin here, and popcorn could burn along the sides. We don't want that. Alright, so I'm turning my flame back on high, but I'm moving it down just a little bit. Leaving the lid on for now. We are going to remove the lid halfway through when we get enough popcorn popped that it's not going to fly out. We don't want to keep steam and moisture inside. So we want our popcorn to be as crispy as possible. So as soon as it starts to pop, I'm going to vent the lid. I'm going to just slightly vent this lid with the open side towards the back of the stove. So I haven't started to shake the pan yet, but I do have a towel ready for when that time comes. Alright, I'm going to vent the pan a little bit more now, let out more steam. And at this point, I can basically remove the lid. We'll pop it with no lid. And now I'm going to start to shake a little bit. I'm going to turn off my heat. Alright, there's our bowl of popcorn. We could season this a little bit. Sometimes I will throw it back in. I'll let the pan cool and then throw it back in there with the seasoning and toss it around with the lid on. Or you could sprinkle seasoning on top here, but I like to really kind of toss around with the seasoning. So that's it. Popcorn for a crowd. Looking for popcorn? Good boy. Come here, sit. Good boy.